Compass FM, welcoming into the studio again. Second time, Kirsty McLeod, Water Safety Program Director, Hiranui District Council. Morning, Kirsty.
Morning.
How are you?
Great. Awesome.
This one's going to be a breeze because you've already done this one before, so nice and relaxed here. It is a blue sky, sunshiny day where we are, and you, the last time that you were here talking to us, the Hiranui District Council's the water safety plan for Culverden had just been approved. Have there been any changes to the Culverden water supply since the plan has been approved, Kirsty?
Okay, so we haven't made any big changes, not in terms of the source water or the treatment plant. Like, we're pretty fortunate actually with that Culverden water supply. It's got a really good quality deep bore, and it doesn't need a lot of treatment. So in terms of what the water safety plan identified for improvements, it was probably more around like the reticulation system, so the network pipe work. So what we've kind of been working on is really just making sure that commercial premises that are linked to the supply or connected to the supply, where they need them, they have backflow prevention valves installed at the property boundary. And those are, they're a special kind of testable valve, and it just makes sure that water from that commercial property can't flow back into our network and create risk that way. So that's what we've been working on first of all.
Gee, well, that's actually just quite incredible, really. It's not just putting a bore in, a bit of a pump at the top and pumping things. You got to look for backwash, and there's a science involved in this.
Oh, it definitely is. It's an intriguing area to be a part of, I've got to say.
Intriguing area. That's absolutely fantastic. How does the community benefit from implementation of the water safety plan? The entire community. How does it work?
Yes, I guess, it was fantastic for us that we got our water safety plan approved, and, we were stoked to be the first council in New Zealand to do that. But I guess it's, for me, it's one thing to get the plan approved and to have, that written down and everything. But, for you to actually make change for the community, it's not until you actually, you get out there and you're operating and you're managing your supply in accordance with that plan, and you're getting out there and you're doing those improvements that you're actually really making a change for the community. So I think, the other thing with the water safety plan, if I was a member of that community, I'd just be really happy that it means, my council is really targeting how they're spending their money where it's going to make the most benefit for the water supply, the reliability, the safety. So I think, from a community perspective, that's what I'd be happy about.
The community is saying that everyone's relatively happy with the Hiranui District Council. There was a survey completed not so long ago, and everyone is either loving you or liking you a lot. So that's always good. How's the work with the water safety plan going for other water supplies in the Hiranui District, like Hanma, Amberley, that sort of thing?
Well, actually, Cheviot is the next one that we've worked on. Yes. So yeah. So we've just submitted the water safety plan to Cheviot, to the drinking water assessors at the DHB. And, that'll be interesting because Cheviot's quite a different supply from Culverden. So it's a much bigger scheme. It comes from shallow bores rather than a deep bore. The reticulation goes through some really hilly terrain, and there's lots of reservoirs. So, it's really quite different to the Culverden supply. So, we're waiting eagerly waiting to see how that one goes. And other than that, we've got 19 suppliers altogether. So, working on all of them. And I guess, like I said before, with Cheviot, all the supplies are different. So you've got to look or examine each supply quite carefully and really look and see, is there anything about this supply that's kind of unique and might have different risks to the others? So,
and it sounds like there is.
There definitely is. They're all different.
Brilliant. How will the changes to the water safety regulations right around New Zealand, because there are changes happening all the time, how is that going to affect the Hiranui?
Yeah, so lots happening in the water space, and next year the drinking water regulator is going to change. So there's a new Crown entity, Taumata Arawai, and they're taking over from the Ministry of Health in terms of drinking water regulations. So I think, they're out there to make some change. That's kind of in response to one of the recommendations from the Havelock North drinking water inquiry. Yep. So I think we will see changes to standards and rules, and but the water safety plans, it's pretty much international best practice to have water safety plan, and so I don't think that's going to change too much, and I think Hiranui District's pretty well placed there with our water safety plans and to be able to adapt to a new regulator. So for the supplies that we look after, I'm pretty confident we're in a good position. Gee
whiz, you must be in a good position. Your first cab off the rank and leading the charge and possibly even making it easier for some other district councils.
Yeah, well, we've been a very popular popular council, I've got to say, since that water safety plan got approved. So, we've been freely sharing that plan with any other council that wants it. So if anyone's listening, you can give me a call.
Absolutely. And you'll be calling Kirsty McLeod, the Water Safety Program Director for the Hiranui District Council. I've interviewed many people in this studio, Kirsty, and you'd have to be one of the ones that's so over everything in your brief. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
That's absolutely fantastic. We keep in contact with us, okay?
Yep, she's.
Absolutely. Compass FM.